What up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. I'm chilling. I'm in the car, headed to work. And man, it's quite a bit of news. I know a lot of my Cowboys brothers have been covering it anyway, but you guys know that we did re-sign Tavon Austin, which is good. I actually wanted to re-sign Tavon Austin. I think that we had a little taste of what Tavon Austin could give us last year. And especially during the playoff run, having somebody that's as dangerous as he is in the return game. So I'm very excited about that. It opens it up for the slot, so we can use Tavon in a lot more packages. We got Cedric Wilson there as well. So I know a lot of people are sad about Beasley, but I'm actually ecstatic because I think that we'll be able to do a little bit more. We'll be able to see more Tavon Austin. I didn't think that we saw enough Tavon Austin when he was in there healthy. So it's a big that we signed him back, in my opinion, because he offers that explosiveness that we really have been beckoning for the last couple of years. And the one thing that you do know about him is when he is healthy, the guy can run. He can run past you. He can run by you. He can make you miss. He's very talented. He was taken number 8 overall for a reason, and for whatever reason, he has just not panned out as far as his health in the league. But for the role that we want him to be in, I think that we couldn't find anybody better to do what we need him to do. So once again, ecstatic about that. So now I'm going to touch on the Eric Berry rumors, and then I'll open it up for some questions. I actually have I've seen on a couple of outlets that the Cowboys are checking into, I guess, the physical background of Eric Berry, which is a good sign. And to be completely honest with you guys, and I'm not just saying this because Earl signed somewhere else, if I had thought that we had any chance of getting Eric Berry or Earl Thomas, and you had them both, you had the opportunity to get both, I probably would have chose Eric Berry over Earl Thomas. And that's just being honest. Like, I really wanted Earl Thomas because Earl wanted to be here. Earl is a Cowboy. He's from Texas. So, ultimately, that's what I wanted. But of the two players, I mean, if you could promise me that both guys will be healthy, because that's ultimately what you're dealing with both of those guys, where they play with their heart on their sleeves. They weren't always healthy. But if you promise me that both of them would be healthy, I'm taking Eric Berry, to be completely honest. I think he's a little bit more explosive. I think for what we want to do with developing Xavier Woods, and then having more of a guy that can play up in the box, that can, you can man up with some of these tight ends and stuff like that. I think that Eric Berry gives us that a little bit more than what Earl Thomas would have done. See, what we would have had to do if we got Earl Thomas was, the guy that would have had to adapt this game is Xavier Woods, and that's the guy that we see here that we want for a long time. But with Eric Berry, we don't have to adapt Xavier Woods' game as much. And I'm not really thinking that it'll be a long-term type of thing. I'm thinking maybe a year, maybe 2 years. But, I mean, if the guy can go, man, Eric Berry is definitely a valuable option. It's just a matter of what they're willing to pay him. And, I mean, I'm not thinking of a long-term deal with Eric Berry. I definitely think it's short-term, where you give him some incentives and some guaranteed money to really get him in here. Like, for example, like, this might sound weird, but I'd sign him for 1 year $10 million, 1 year $11 million. I definitely think he's worth that. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, well, what about signing Dak and Zeke? Well, if you think about this, they won't hit you until next year. D-Law, if we somehow work out a deal, that won't hit us till next year. So we definitely have the cap room to go ahead and get some of these 1 year deals done. So, and ultimately what you'd be offering is a bridge safety for your next guy to come in and learn from one of the best to play it, and then you can go ahead and send him on his merry way, and then you can start developing that young guy. Because I'm still for drafting a safety, still for drafting probably one of the 7 to 8 guys that I think that can come into Dallas and make an impact. I'm still like signing Eric Berry to a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal does not stop me from getting a safety this year. Now, I did see, Xavier Woods didn't take lightly to, I guess, the Cowboys out here being in the safety market, but his response was perfect, because what Xavier Woods was saying is that I'm going to use this as motivation. It was kind of a slap in the face to him, I guess, but in my opinion, I don't think that they're looking to replace him, but they are looking to upgrade the position. It's not like we got all pros back there, and Xavier Woods can take that any way he wants to, but, the Cowboys have to look at updating their roster and upgrading it. Updating and upgrading, That's just the way that I look at it. So, if Eric Berry is there, if he's healthy, and I'm all for it. I'm all in on that idea. So, what say you guys? I'm going to end this a little bit early because, I'm heading to work. I'll answer a few questions if there's anybody out there, but for the most part, man, that's pretty much it. Tavon Austin, Eric Berry. Those are the two things that were discussed here. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I will definitely respond. And also, I'm also thinking of planning a Cowboys game trip this year. Probably, there's a company that I work with that offers really, 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 really good deals. So definitely reach out to me at DMV DallasCowboys@gmail.com. I'm thinking about doing a trip to the Thanksgiving game this year, and it's definitely going to be dope. You're talking about meeting players, tailgates, all of that stuff included. It is not the Cowboys experience, but trust me, we're partnered with the Cowboys, and it's definitely going to be pretty dope. But hit me up, DMV DallasCowboys@gmail.com. All right, guys. Well, I'm heading out. Peace.